What if the biggest surprise about the 2026 Omoda 5 isn't its futuristic design, its huge screens, or even its low price, but what's hiding underneath? Because the latest Omoda 5 has changed far more than many people realize, and some of those changes could completely change how you look at this Chinese SUV. Welcome back to Supercar, where we break down the cars everyone is talking about and the details most people miss. Today, we're uncovering 5 of the biggest surprises about the 2026 Omoda 5. So subscribe to Supercar, because you won't want to miss what comes next. Surprise number 1. The Omoda 5 has become seriously powerful. The biggest transformation for 2026 is the arrival of the SHS Hybrid powertrain. It combines a 1.5-liter turbocharged petrol engine with electric assistance to produce up to 224 horsepower and 295 newton-meters of system torque. That is a huge amount of performance for a compact SUV, and Omoda claims a 0 to 100 km/h time of around 7.9 seconds in the European specification. But here's the surprising part. It isn't just about acceleration. The hybrid system is designed to constantly decide whether the car should use electricity, petrol, or a combination of both. With a relatively small 1.83 kilowatt-hour battery, this is not a traditional plug-in hybrid that you charge at home every night. Instead, the system uses regeneration and intelligent energy management to keep efficiency high while maintaining strong performance. Omoda lists a combined WLTP consumption figure of approximately 5.3 liters per 100 kilometers for the SHS. And that creates one of the strangest combinations in this segment: performance and efficiency at the same time. You can have more than 220 horsepower available, yet the official fuel consumption figure remains close to what you would expect from a much less powerful SUV. That balance may be one of the most important reasons the 2026 Omoda 5 feels like a completely different proposition from the earlier petrol-only version. Surprise number 2. The interior looks more expensive than the car actually is. Step inside the 2026 Omoda 5, and one of the first things you notice is the dashboard dominated by two 12.3-inch displays. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are also standard, while higher-spec versions can add features such as ventilated front seats, a heated steering wheel, a Sony sound system, panoramic camera technology, and wireless smartphone charging. But there's a catch that many buyers discover later. The Omoda 5 can look extremely high-tech without always feeling equally polished to use. Reviews of the 2026 car have praised the screen quality and updated software, but some testers have criticized the menu structure and reliance on small virtual controls. In other words, the cabin can impress you visually before you discover that not every part of the technology is as intuitive as it looks. And this is where the Omoda 5 gets interesting. It seems Omoda understood some of the criticism of the earlier car and changed the dashboard and infotainment approach for the updated model. The result is a cabin that feels significantly more modern, even though there are still areas where established European competitors can feel more refined. Surprise number 3. The safety technology is almost too generous. The Omoda 5 achieved a 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating, with strong scores for adult and child occupant protection and a comprehensive collection of driver assistance systems. Depending on specification, you can get adaptive cruise control, autonomous emergency braking, blind spot detection, lane keeping assistance, and rear cross-traffic alert. But more technology doesn't automatically mean a better driving experience. Some reviews have pointed out that certain driver assistance functions can require digging through menus, while warnings and driver monitoring alerts can sometimes become distracting. That means the Omoda 5 gives you a remarkable amount of safety technology for the money, but learning how to configure it may take some patience. Surprise number 4. The Omoda 5 is more compromised for space than its exterior suggests. From the outside, it looks like a practical family crossover, but the numbers tell a slightly different story. The SHS version has a 372-liter boot, while rear passenger space is not exactly class-leading. Reviewers have described the rear as somewhat tight and the luggage area as smaller than some buyers might expect from such a substantial-looking SUV. And that matters more than you might think. A stylish crossover can attract buyers with its dramatic exterior and impressive technology, but families eventually care about where the luggage goes, how comfortable the rear passengers are, and how easily the car handles everyday life. The Omoda may look larger and more expensive than it is, But practicality is an area where some traditional rivals still have an advantage. Surprise number 5 may be the biggest one of all: the question mark surrounding long-term ownership. The 2026 Omoda 5 is packed with technology, and the latest hybrid system looks impressively engineered, but the model still doesn't have the same depth of long-term owner history in Europe as established competitors. CarWow noted that the Omoda 5 was not included in the 2026 Driver Power Owner Satisfaction Survey, making it harder to judge long-term ownership experience from large-scale owner data. That doesn't mean the Omoda 5 is unreliable. In fact, some versions come with a substantial factory warranty, including coverage of up to 7 years or 150,000 kilometers in certain European markets, while the hybrid battery can receive separate longer-term coverage. But warranty length and proven long-term reliability are two different things, and that distinction is important when you're buying a relatively new brand and powertrain. And this is exactly why the 2026 Omoda 5 is so interesting. It is no longer simply a cheap alternative with a flashy design. The hybrid version offers genuine performance, impressive fuel economy figures, sophisticated safety equipment, and an interior packed with technology. At the same time, there are still unanswered questions about refinement, usability, practicality, and long-term ownership. So, what should you really take away from all of this? The biggest surprise is that the Omoda 5 has matured much faster than many people expected. The 2026 model combines 224 horsepower, hybrid efficiency, a premium-looking cabin, advanced safety systems, and competitive equipment in one package. But is it actually better than the mainstream competition? That depends on what matters most to you. If technology, equipment, design, and performance are at the top of your list, the Omoda 5 suddenly looks extremely tempting. But if you prioritize proven reliability, intuitive controls, maximum rear seat space, and a long history of owner feedback, some established rivals may still have the advantage. And that may be the real story of the 2026 Omoda 5. It isn't trying to beat traditional brands by playing the same game. It is arriving with more technology, more power, and more equipment than many buyers expect at this price point, and forcing the established manufacturers to take notice. What do you think? Would you choose the 2026 Omoda 5 over a Toyota, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or another established crossover? Tell me your choice in the comments. And before you go, make sure you subscribe to Supercar for more honest breakdowns, surprising problems, new car updates, and the details manufacturers don't always tell you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
With